Hello everybody and welcome to the final event vlog of 2020. That's not something I want to be saying. What a short season it has been. But you're joining us in the car on the way to Broadway to walk the course. We've got both Star and Atty in the B novice. So I shall take you along with us and let you know what I think of the course when we're done. So my prediction is there's a good chance I might fall off of these stakes on Star. He's going to have a look at them and yeah, not sure what to make of it. But here's fence 2. First 3 fences aren't too bad. Nice slope down to fence 6. Just look at that for a view. Try not to get distracted by it when we're mid-course. Vix wasn't included in that view, by the way. Fence looks fun. Jesus. It's literally the same kind of view. I don't fancy this one. Mostly it's alright. Fences 1 to 14 I'm excited about, not too big but some nice technical challenges. Fence 15 onwards, not so keen on. A few more challenges, a few bigger fences, but it's a novice, so hopefully by that point we'll have got our confidence up and I'll be feeling good, but we will have to see. I'm now currently focusing on one vlog whilst filming another because I have my eventing vlog from Swalcliffe going live in 20 minutes and I haven't managed to write the description stuff yet, so I'm about to set that up in the car. Can't tell me the grind never stops because it never does. Yeah, so on the whole, not really sure what to make of the course. It's mostly alright, just got to stay focused right to the very end. Okay, so it's actually the next day. It's Saturday afternoon. I'm on board my final ride of the day, which is Tally, who's very happy to be out hacking and she's been a good gal. Hacked both boys this morning. Personal preference, I always hack the day before eventing. I just like to do something a little bit more chilled out with the horses so they don't have to exert themselves too much. And then once I'm off Tally, I'll be heading back up to the yard to get them all platted and looking smart ahead of tomorrow. Might stop and get a nice latte on the way, you know me. Hopefully not running too late. And starting to hear reports coming through from Broadway today, as there's a whole day of horse trials running today. I think it's the 18, 19, 100, of people being towed in and out of the lorry park, which is never a good sign, means it's a little bit muddy and slippery. Always the case at the end of the season, but I do not want to risk my horse's legs for the final event of the season when they have nothing to prove, like the season's been going well so far. So hopefully the courses and arenas are not as muddy and deep as the lorry park, but we will find out. Just arrived at the yard to a very angry looking Atty who's not too happy to have been left in while all his friends have gone out. Have brought a carrot to try and bribe him while I plat him first. There we go, it's all better now, isn't it? Okay, number 1's plats are done, and by my standards, they're not too bad. As you guys all know, because I mentioned it in every single vlog, I am just an awful platter. These aren't great, but I've done a lot worse. So right, I'm gonna not let you look at them all before you start judging me, but yeah, I think I've done worse plats than that. I have just come in to plat Star after finishing with Atty, and he's asleep. He's finding his zen ahead of tomorrow, bless him, so I'm gonna have to wake him up, get him platted, and then I can go home, pack the lorry and have some dinner. Guys, I'm a wet wipe. I'm leaving him lying down while I plat him because I felt too mean to get him up. Guys, I'm having a slight problem. As you would have seen in the last clip, Star got up halfway through platting him, which is fine, good for him, he's now stood over there. However, he managed to dislodge the plaiting bands which were placed in the bed somewhere. What are the chances of me finding them? I did end up wasting about 10 minutes looking for those bands, but I found them. Okay, so that's what you get to see because Stahlsplatz did not go anywhere near as well. But it's gone dark, as you can tell, and I've still got a tail to wash and tack to clean, so I'm just going to move on. So I ended up rushing back from the yard so I could make it home in time for family dinner. Didn't want to miss taco night. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Very, very yummy. Now I'm back outside, just got the lorry to pack, and I put something on my Instagram story asking people who were at Broadway today about the ground. Bit of a double-edged sword. I was really hoping everyone was going to go, you're overreacting, it's fine. But I've had a lot of people saying that the ground's actually quite deep, particularly show jumping, and then like the very bottom of the cross-country course near sort of 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, not feeling too great about that now. May end up getting up for a 5 AM start, going all the way and not running. But I need to make the right decision for the boys. If the ground isn't good, not going to run. Because I did this at the end of last season. I walked Calmsden in October, literally this weekend last year, and the ground wasn't great. I made the decision not to run, but decided to do dressage and show jumping. After show jumping was in contention for top 10 placing and loved the cross-country course, so decided to run, and it was the only stop I had all season, and I shouldn't have done it. So yes, especially with Star for a second novice, positive experience only. So if the course isn't looking great, it's looking a bit muddy, which is completely understandable for October, ain't gonna do it, not gonna risk it. This is me prepping myself for tomorrow flow, make the sensible decision. This is the final time in 2020 that all of these saddle pads are going to be out at once, so I just studied it as an opportunity to say a huge thank you to all the companies that support me. Best Life, Crosby and HorseQuest. I am so lucky and would not have been able to achieve half of what I have this year without them. Final harness, just going into the lorry, if I can get it in. And we're done for the evening. I shall see you in the morning. Good morning, horsey number 1. Would you like some breakfast? And good morning number 2. Would you like some breakfast? We've made it. We're waiting to see just how muddy the lorry park looks. Oh, not too bad. So we've made it, it's now light. About to put studs in the boys. Not sure how much footage there's going to be because we don't have that long time to be on. Attie's looking very smart in his HorseQuest rug, although he's not that happy. And Star is all tucked up and studded up. Time to stud up number 2.
Inspired. Fight.
576, Locata, Naval Star.
Right, we're working on the most crazy tight times, so I haven't really got a chance to sit down and talk you through everything that's going on, and I don't think I will until the end of the day. But 2 phases in, as you'll have seen, Star warmed up for the dressage amazingly. I'm so happy with that because compared to how he's been recently, a bit tense, I feel like we're getting back on track. The actual test was not so glamorous, just didn't suit him. The setup was all very close together, and yeah, I'll talk about it more later. But we've just seen that the judge gave us a 34, which I've got to take, can't complain. And then he really helped me out in the show jumping because I had convinced myself it was huge and scary. No one else seemed to think that, but I did. And then it did cause quite a few problems, a couple of immolations, a couple of cricket scores. So came away with only 1 pole, which I'm pleased with, and Star really helped me out. Now on to cross country. From the future, I just thought I would jump in very quickly because it's about this point when a reasonably unorganised and messy vlog takes a turn and gets even messier. I often say in these vlogs how full on it can be to vlog eventing 2 horses in one day, because obviously everything is jammed in pretty tight together. Turnarounds can be quite fast. Sometimes it works, like I felt at Swole Cliff, which was the last one I did, it worked. We actually felt like we had loads of time. I had time to chat to you between almost every single one of my phases. For whatever reason at Broadway, it just didn't work. The times, we knew they were going to be tight, and they were incredibly tight. Like, we couldn't have comprehended how tight they were. We really needed somebody else there to help. So it was this point when I got down to the cross country on Star and we saw how many names there were waiting to go. I let the guy on the gate know that I was a multiple rider and I had another dressage test on Attribution pretty soon, and could I squeeze in any quicker, and he said that he was really trying to make everyone go in number order, so he couldn't allow us to go any sooner, which fair enough. So by the time I'd actually been cross country on Star, I got back and I was meant to have 45 minutes before my dressage to Natty, which that in itself is pretty tight, so we'd already studded him up, he was already tacked up, but I got back and I had 15 minutes until my dressage with me in my cross country gear, Star puffing and really needing walking around, hosing off, studs out, cool boots, Atty, you know, stood there kind of just about shoved tack on him, and a 5-minute walk to dressage, so panicked a little bit. Luckily my mum was an absolute angel and took Star and dealt with him, hosed him off, put on his cool boots, did his studs. And I got to go up and I couldn't push back my dressage any further because I was already, I think, the second last to go in my arena, and I got up there when the horse before me was coming out. So I got under 5 minutes to warm up, and obviously Mum could not make it all the way over from the lorry park where she was washing off Star to film my dressage. So it's a very long-winded way of saying there's no footage of Atti's dressage test, unfortunately, in this vlog, which is a shame because both of his last 2 tests have been really good, and last time obviously the footage was really zoomed out and far away, and this time there is no footage. But I would consider this test, in all honesty, this is what I said to Mum before I saw my score. It was not as good as Mortal Moral, which was the last test that he did, but it wasn't a bad test. He had a little bit more oomph, it just wasn't quite as consistent as it was in Mortal Moral, and our score would reflect that. We got 34, spoiler alert. So yeah, a bit of a shame that you guys can't see any Atti dressage footage, because I do feel that he's really come on in the last couple of months, but you're just going to take my word for it.
Flo Carter, over done.
No time to stop, but Atti just did the most amazing show jumping clear. Only taken us a year, flew everything. God, what a horse.
Fight.
Well, we understand the intermediate novice show jumping has now been completed. So, intermediate.
What a horsey. This is the star of the show today. I know there's not been a lot of footage of him, none of his dressage, but yeah, he's been absolutely incredible. Oh, I missed your yawn. Do it again. Do it again. Not to forget this legend as well, who also did a very good job today and is now trying to eat Atti's hair. You've got your own, mate. You've got your own. So Star hasn't been eating that much since he got in the lorry, and as soon as Atti's got in, he's sharing Atti's hair, despite having his own one. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Moment of truth. Is she gonna make it out? Or is she gonna need to get towed? Yay! Bye-bye to the final event of 2020. We'll see you again next year. We've made it back from the event, back to the yard, after the final eventing excursion of 2020. Now for a winter of cold and wet and dressage. And of course the first thing he does when he goes out is has a nice roll. He's not going to be white any longer. I cannot believe it's time to conclude the final event vlog of 2020 already, and what a short season it's been. So Broadway, as I said earlier, some days just work. Vlogging and eventing 2 horses, you can fit it all in, it works, it rolls. Broadway was not one of those days. Everything was just packed in so tightly. It was one of those days where I was wondering why I was doing it, but we've got some footage, hopefully enough to string together a reasonably interesting vlog of my day. So Star was up first in the dressage, and actually I was pretty pleased with how he came out. If you've seen the Mortal Moral vlog, if you've seen the most recent Swellcliffe vlog, the last couple of tests we've done have not been it, they've not been the one. he's just not had the right frame of mind, and he came out and he was really actually engaged in listening to the warm-up we did in the dressage. In true star style, when we went over to the actual like arena, it was pretty narrow around there. There was a horse sort of coming right towards us. The car was like right up against the hedge, so there wasn't a lot of room, so he went up a gear, he was like head in the air. But we have sort of worked out that by cantering him around the arena, you can kind of like get on top of that. So he actually went down the centre line pretty nicely. The first minute of the test was exactly where I wanted it, which has been like, I haven't had that for a while. And then it kind of all went downhill from there. The canter obviously was pretty rubbish, but I'm not going to be disappointed. I know it would be very easy to be disappointed and be disheartened, but if you look at the last 2 tests I've done, I scored 2 nice solid 41s, and then this test, there's a huge difference, and he came out with the right mindset today, so pleased with that. And we scored 34 for that, which was rather generous. Onto the show jumping. It was pretty churned up, and I thought it was huge. No one else seemed to think it was huge. I thought it was absolutely massive, which is great. So he was a bit lively in the warm-up, which he hasn't been like for a while, but that's okay. I think it was the atmosphere, the mud was very squelchy, and then the show jumping was causing absolute carnage. When I was in the warm-up for the start, there were, I think, 2 or 3 eliminations, all at that second double, like a 16 penalties, 20 penalties, 20 and then 8 time, and Star almost like gets stressed when he hears like poles falling because he's so careful, or people crashing through fences. So it was unfortunate that as we were stood like right by the arena, someone like crashed through and fell off crashed through a fence and fell off, and I was like, great. But he actually really helped me out because I rode rubbishly in there for whatever reason, was a little bit nervous, and he really helped me out. That double at fence 5, oh, so embarrassing. I don't know how I allowed my 16-2 horse to put 3 strides in there. Obviously I wasn't riding for that, but I just completely missed at the first part, and he was so honest for helping me out, so very grateful. And I'd say I'm pretty lucky to only have come out with 1 pole. He saved my bacon. And then on to cross country. A really long wait before we had to go, like I sort of said earlier, but actually it wasn't a bad thing. I watched a few. You could actually see the whole of the second half of the course because it came down a hill from the warm-up, so it actually helped me because I've been really nervous about fence 15, big wide hay car, and every single person I saw jumped it really nicely. Went out on Star, he was feeling really good. It was my first kind of attempt at trying to get closer to the novice time, so I was really like going for it at the start, and I think that probably had the wrong effect. I just felt that he got a bit excited, and then the whole time he was like, I should be galloping, you let me gallop at the start, I should be galloping. So at the end, before a couple of technical combinations, I popped in a little bit of a circle, miles away from the fences, but just like a schooling exercise to be like, come on Star, you know, it's muddy, we don't want to be galloping at these fences, that's dangerous, these are technical. So all in all, you know, to go clear around my second novice with him, I'm pretty pleased with. Would have been nice not to have to put in those like couple of little schooling circles, but they were necessary, and they meant that we came home safe and confident, and it was a much more confident novice than the moral novice, so really pleased to have ended my season on that. And then very quick turnaround to get up to Atty, 5-minute dressage warm-up. He went in and hadn't quite settled enough, but considering the warm-up we had, not bad. I thought there were some really nice moments. Sadly there's no footage of it, but we scored a 34, and that was pretty average in the arena, so again, really happy with that. And then because Star had a pole in the show jumping, and the show jumping had been causing so many problems, I was dreading it a bit on Atty, because as you may know, he's not always the most careful of horses. Like Star will do whatever he can to keep the fences up. Atty's not so bothered. I was sort of like, oh, it's gonna be a cricket score on Atty, really scared. Is it even worth doing it? But wanted it for like the buzz of the final event of the season. And I'm riding this course, and we're not having any poles down, and he's jumping amazingly. In the warm-up, he was just like flying at everything, about 3 strides away, taking off. And then in the actual jumping, I was almost trying to stop him from doing that. So again, I didn't ride the show jumping particularly well, but he was like up for it. And I'm coming around to the second last fence, and I'm like, they're all up. This could be our first novice claim. I'm like, no, don't think like that, don't. And obviously saw a hideous stride into the last show jump, and I just sort of clucked to him because I was so wanted to leave it up. I was like, go, and somehow the shape of me of that fence, somehow he managed to leave it up. And not gonna lie guys, there were a few happy tears. To have this horse go clear around novice show jumping is huge for me, because it definitely feels like something that we have done as a partnership, we've done together. And that made me even more nervous for the cross country, especially seeing that I was lying in, I think it was about 8th place, but not a single person had gone clear inside the time all day, and it wasn't even like people were close. The closest to being clear inside the time was like 4 time penalties, and it's 0.4 for every second, so that's 10 seconds over time. So it was tough. And then by the time Atty went, it was even muddier, even slippier, but he did an amazing clear. The last few fences being more technical, I almost fell out the side door at fence 13, and I was just like, look, you don't want to make the mistake you made last year at Calmston, riding for the time in slippy conditions. Don't do it. Slow down, ease up. So we had a few time penalties, and would you guys believe it, those time penalties pushed me into 11th. Again, I'm not even going to get started on that one. But double clear with Atty, 34 dressage, and then 34 dressage, 1 pole and clear a star. Pretty good way to end the season. Absolutely buzzing. I feel very, very lucky, and I've been rambling for a long time, so I'm going to wrap this all up. That's it for the eventing season. And I just thought I would very quickly let you guys know what my plan is in terms of videos over winter. Obviously eventing vlogs is kind of where like my heart's at. It's what I enjoy doing. It seems to be what you guys enjoy watching, but there is not going to be any more eventing until March. You can bet that as long as I have Sound Horses next March, I am out. I am back out eventing, so look forward to that. But over the winter, some BSJ, getting Lulu out. Lulu's first competition is now only a week away, and I also hopefully have a Thoughts Out Cross Country video coming, another one quite soon, because I know you guys enjoyed the first one, or the first 2. I think I've done 2 now. So that's kind of what my channel's gonna look like over the next month or 2. You know, some show jumping, some training. The boys are gonna have a winter break for 3 weeks in mid-November, but again, Lulu and Towie. So hopefully there'll still be some interesting stuff, some stuff that you guys want to watch. So be sure to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss anything. And let me know below. I'm also thinking about maybe doing like a wrap up of my eventing season vlog, like a bit of a looking back, analysing all of my events, you know, what I've achieved this year, making my plans for next year. Is that the kind of thing you guys would want to see? What would you want to see in a video like that? Maybe it's not, or any videos that you want to see over winter, let me know. I'll be all ears. I'll be engaging right down there in that comment section. So thank you very much for watching the final event vlog of this year, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.